Bombshell Gooners Andrea Berta has just confirmed that Arsenal are in talks for Premier League sensation Eli Junior Kroupi. But there's a major twist every Arsenal fan needs to know about what happens after this deal. Meanwhile, Arsenal hold a huge advantage over Bayern Munich in the race for Morgan Rogers, and the reason is absolutely brilliant. And finally, Arsenal's pursuit of Bradley Barcola has just suffered a devastating setback after an eye-watering price tag emerged. But surprisingly, it could actually be a blessing in disguise for the Gunners. If you want all the details on these explosive stories as the transfer window gets ready to erupt, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and let's get straight into it. Let's jump straight into the first story because Christian Falk has just dropped the confirmation every Gooner has been waiting for, and it comes with a crucial piece of context that changes everything about how we should be thinking about this summer window. Falk was emphatic on his podcast. That's true. He's definitely very high up on the list. Now, I've heard Mikel Arteta is a fan of his. Sporting director Andrea Berta thinks he's very, very good. Arsenal wants to invest in that position. 100 million euros is already being discussed. I have the feeling that with Kroopi, it's too late for Bayern. You hear it all the time that half of England are after him. I have a feeling he'll stay in England. Arsenal are certainly in the running. Both Arteta and Berta are personally huge admirers. 100 million euros is already being thrown around in discussions. Bayern Munich are effectively out of the race. This is as concrete as transfer news gets before a deal is actually done. Kroopi's rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. 13 Premier League goals in his debut season, one of the most technically gifted teenagers in European football, and a ceiling that is genuinely impossible to calculate. The comparisons to Thierry Henry have already started circulating, and whilst that is an enormous bar to set, the profile genuinely invites that kind of excitement. But here is the crucial point that Falk also made, and this is where it gets really interesting. Kroopi is 19 years old with just 18 months of English football behind him. Expecting him to immediately transform Arsenal's attack and carry the burden of Champions League glory on his shoulders would be unfair and unrealistic. He raises the long-term ceiling massively, but Arsenal still need another established forward capable of elevating the starting 11 right now. That is exactly why links to Rogers, Alvarez and others remain so important. If Berta can land Kroopi and one of those proven names this summer, Arsenal's attack suddenly looks frightening. That is the master plan, and it is a genuinely exciting one. Now let's talk about Morgan Rogers, because Christian Falk has just confirmed that Bayern Munich's interest in the Aston Villa star is very real. But there is one enormous reason why they are not going to get him. And it is great news for the Gunners. Falk told CF Bayern Insider exactly what the situation looks like from Bayern's side. It is true. Vincent Kompany is interested in Morgan Rogers, likes the Aston Villa star and would like to have him in Munich. The price tag is very high and there are simply too many Premier League clubs following the Englishman. I don't think they can afford the player. Bayern are out. Kompany wants him, but the finances simply do not work, and the competition from Premier League clubs makes it even harder. Chelsea and Manchester United are also circling, but the truly decisive detail is this. Rogers is said to want Arsenal above any other club. The Gunners are in pole position, and they know it. Think about what Arsenal are offering Rogers that nobody else can match right now. Premier League champions, Champions League finalists, the most exciting project in English football under Arteta. And crucially, a clear pathway into the starting 11, with Martinelli and Trossard both expected to leave and create space for him to walk straight in. There is also something deeper here that Arteta clearly cares about. The Arsenal manager is building a strong English core at this club. Rice, Saka, Madueke, Eze, and Rogers would slot straight into that group as a World Cup teammate. Add the young English talent coming through in Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri, Dowman and the incoming Jeremy Monga, and Arsenal are building something that genuinely feels like a generational project. Aston Villa do not want to sell and the price will be around £80 million. But Rogers wants Arsenal, Arsenal want Rogers, and Bayern cannot compete. In transfer football, that combination almost always ends one way. Get it done, Berta. Now let's talk about Bradley Barcola, because a jaw-dropping price tag has just emerged from France that should make Arsenal immediately walk away from this deal. And honestly, that is the right call. French journalist Fabrice Hawkins, speaking on RMC's Generation After programme, dropped the bombshell figure. Discussing Barcola's situation, he was direct. For the moment, Bradley Barcola hasn't said he wants to leave. If tomorrow he knocks on the door of the sporting director or the president saying he wants to leave, I think we'll be in the same ballpark as 130 million euros. That is £112 million, the most expensive signing in Arsenal's history. For a player who did not start the Champions League final against Arsenal, for a player who came off the bench and failed to impress when it mattered most in Budapest. For a player who has never played a single minute of Premier League football, Fabrizio Romano had confirmed earlier that movements are expected around Barcola this summer, with Arsenal, Liverpool and others keen. The interest is real, but interest and £112 million are two very different conversations. Let's be absolutely clear about this. Barcola has genuine talent, 13 goals and 5 assists in League One and the Champions League last season. On his very best days, he is electric. But he is not a guaranteed starter for PSG, and the leap from bit part player in France to elite difference maker in the Premier League cannot simply be assumed at that price tag. Now compare that directly to Morgan Rogers, Premier League proven, arguably better numbers, available for around 80 million and already wanting to come to Arsenal. The choice could not be more obvious. Berta has been ruthless and smart since arriving at the Emirates. Spending 112 million on a player who does not even start for the team you are chasing would be the exact opposite of everything he stands for. Walk away. Focus on Rodgers and Kroopi. The answer at that price is a firm no. Now let's round things off with a story that has been building for some time, because Fabio Vieira has made his wishes absolutely clear, and Arsenal need to make sure they handle this one smartly. According to The Sun, Hamburg want to keep Vieira permanently after his loan spell, and crucially, the Portuguese midfielder is keen for that deal to happen too. He has found his home in Germany and wants to stay there. After years of struggle at Arsenal, that is entirely understandable. The honest story of Vieira at Arsenal is one that never quite came together. He arrived from Porto in 2022 with a massive reputation, a creative, dangerous midfielder with vision and the ability to unlock defences in ways few others could. Arteta himself once described him as a dangerous player in the final third, and on his best days it was very easy to see why the hype existed. But consistency was always the problem. As Arsenal's squad grew stronger every single season, Vieira found himself sliding further and further down the pecking order until a loan move to Hamburg last summer felt inevitable. And in Germany, something clicked. 7 goals and 5 assists in 29 Bundesliga appearances. Those are strong numbers for a midfielder at a club fighting for their top-flight status. He has rediscovered his confidence, his form, and his love for football. The complication is money. Hamburg hope to negotiate below the €20 million option included in the loan agreement, and with just 1 year remaining on Vieira's contract, Arsenal's negotiating power is limited. This is the final window in which the Gunners can extract a meaningful fee, and Berta must not waste it. The squad has moved on. There is no realistic pathway back to the first team for Vieira at the Emirates. Everyone knows it, including the player himself. Get the deal done, take the best offer available, and allow all parties to move forward cleanly. Sometimes transfers do not work, and the smart thing is to recognise that and act decisively. Now I want to hear from you. Do you agree Arsenal need to sign Kroopi and another attacker on top? Is Rodgers the right man to be that second signing? Was that Barcola price tag actually a blessing in disguise? And are you sad to see Vieira go, or was his time always going to end this way? Drop everything in the comments right now. I read every single one, and your debates are always absolutely electric. Let's build this summer together. And if you want every Arsenal update as we push to bring that Champions League trophy to the Emirates, hit that subscribe button immediately. Smash it right now and turn on notifications. The window is days away, and we are coming for everything. Until next time, Gooners, come on you Gunners.